Ah, yeah, we got some Hogwarts Legacy news, boys. Let's see what's good.
Avalanche Software was acquired by Disney's Buena Vista Games, later renamed to Disney Interactive Studios in April of 2005. And then about 10 years after that, they were closed by Disney in 2016, which honestly, that right there is where Avalanche Software as a studio should have died, but then they were later reacquired and revived by Warner Brothers in 2017. Now, shortly after the acquisition, they started development on the quote-unquote Harry Potter RPG. At least that's what we all called it back in 2018 when leaked footage
Oh, yeah, big stuff.
of the open world Harry Potter RPG spread around the internet. We all thought that the game was being developed by the same studio that did Just Cause, Avalanche Studios. So needless to say, it was quite the shock when we found out that it was actually being developed by the same people that did Disney Infinity. Let's just say that's when all of the excitement and hype turned to cautious optimism, or for a lot of people, and I would say the
I'm not gonna lie, gaming in general currently is just a bunch of cautious optimism at its best, okay? Most of the time, it's just blatantly bad. We know the DUI is officially through the goddamn roof. I mean, again, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Black Gay Samurai lead, okay, in Japan. 10 out of 10. World of Warcraft removing pictures of women and replacing them with bowls of fruit, which is arguably hotter. And, you know, stuff like this. It's kind of crazy.
majority of people just plain skepticism. Now, the footage that we got in 2018 was not any official gameplay. It was rather a proof of concept that Avalanche Software created to showcase the potential of the game to Warner Brothers. Now, it's for this reason that I truly believe that this information was leaked to the public by somebody internally, possibly even Warner Brothers themselves, to see the reaction and the sentiment regarding a Harry Potter game. Well, needless to say,
This does make sense. A lot of leaks that happen, by the way, are intentional leaks by the own company that makes it, because it's kind of free marketing. And oh, did you see, it's a leak, this is gonna be crazy, and stuff like that happens a lot.
whenever that footage came out, we were all pretty mind-blowing. It featured character creation. It showed some of the castle in detail with familiar locations. We got to see the Great Hall in that video. We could see spell casting that was by the players, crafting in the game. We got to see magical creatures and a glimpse of the larger open world map. Like I said, the leaked footage generated a ton of hype. Warner Brothers quickly took down the videos due to copyright claims. And because of all of that hype and excitement, the game eventually became Hogwarts Legacy, which I believe there were some rumors that the game was originally going to be called Hogwarts: A Dark Legacy, but then of course it was changed.
A Dark Legacy? I have not heard that. That would be pretty cool. Imagine a more darker Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, you're already, you know, casting unforgivable curses and torturing people. A little bit more dark could have potentially been kind of cool.
Changed to just Hogwarts Legacy. It's kind of like the Facebook versus Facebook. Hogwarts Legacy was just the better name, and I'm glad that they decided to go with that. So just 2 years after the game leaked in 2020, we got the official reveal trailer for Hogwarts Legacy, and when I tell you this trailer nailed it, they literally nailed it. This was one of the best reveal trailers for a video game in a long time, and it shows because the trailer right now on the PlayStation account has 34 million views. Could it be possible that little old Avalanche Software that was previously doing Disney Infinity could pull off a Harry Potter game of this size and it be a mega hit?
I mean, we already know that the answer is honestly yes to this, because it was a success. It was the best-selling game of that year. It's kind of crazy. And no one said anything bad about it.
Trailer should be studied by game publishers and marketing classes for years to come because of how effective it was. This reveal trailer for Hogwarts Legacy was met with overwhelmingly positive sentiment. Fans were excited to see a game finally set in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, with many expressing their enthusiasm and excitement for the game's open world setting, the character customization options, and the combat system. The visuals and music were also praised, because let's just be honest, the game just looked and sounded beautiful. Now, the majority of people that saw Hogwarts Legacy's reveal trailer were pretty excited about the game. However, there were some that did express concerns, specifically in regards to the game's potential microtransactions and its release.
Well, expressing concerns is always pretty smart to do. You never just want to say, yay, this is amazing, I will love this no matter what. Because if you do that, the company can just be like, we got a bunch of idiots here. We can milk them.
release date, mainly because Warner Brothers Games at the time, that publisher was seen as a pretty microtransaction heavy publisher. The only thing getting away from Hogwarts Legacy at this point being a success and a critically acclaimed video game was the publisher potentially forcing microtransactions down the throats of Avalanche Software to ensure that they were featured in Hogwarts Legacy. Well, lucky for us, they decided to learn their lesson this time and didn't put microtransactions in the game, but that wouldn't be Avalanche Software's only hurdle in terms of potential controversies. Now,
I mean, the big controversy here is that obviously Hogwarts Legacy 2 is happening. There's no way around it. Everyone knows it's happening. Because, well, again, the first one was a major success. What, are you going to not make the second one? J.K. Rowling is a literal billionaire, and she just wrote a shitty book about wizards, okay? Let that sink in. Harry Potter culturally has probably more reach than Eminem or pretty much any other person alive on this world. Harry Potter is like the biggest IP in existence, most likely. There is nothing singular that can even remotely come close to actually beating it.
now, if we turn to page 394, aka January 13th, 2021, Hogwarts Legacy was officially delayed for the first time, and this one wasn't just a normal delay, it was pushed back an entire year. In the statement, Avalanche Software said, "We would like to thank fans from around the world on the tremendous reaction to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy from our Portkey Games label. Creating the best possible experience for all of the wizarding world and gaming fans is paramount to us, so we are giving the game the time that it needs. Hogwarts Legacy will be released in 2022. At least that's what we all expected. So 2021 goes by as it does, and then we get to 2022 on March 17th. We got the official Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. This was our first real glimpse at the game. We got 14 minutes of footage, and it looked...
I freaking love this one because look at her. She just walks past and she's like, oh, yeah, nah, this is normal.
Amazing. This is when the marketing for the game really ramped into high gear. We were all expecting a release for 2022. We got the official gameplay. We got the confirmation that it would release on PS4 as well as Xbox One, so the previous generation consoles. It all had us really excited for holiday 2022 when the game was set to release. But that's until August 12th of 2022, we got hit with yet another delay. The Hogwarts team posted on social media, Hogwarts Legacy will launch on February 10th, 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The Nintendo Switch launch date will be revealed soon. The team is excited for you to play, but we need a little more time to deliver the best possible game experience. So it was at this time.
I mean, I don't care about game delays, honestly, at all, ever, pretty much. Unless the game is good. You know, if they release still a shitty game, you know, for example, I don't know, Starfield, still had a load of bugs, even Microsoft put it on ice like for 2 years until Bethesda actually finishes a bug or two. And, you know, other similar things like that. There is a possibility that you have so many bugs that you completely destroy your game. Looking at you, Fallout 76.
Time that most of the people that were still cautiously optimistic about Hogwarts Legacy were just full-on skeptical, because surely a game developer that was closed by Disney and then later reacquired could pull off a game of this magnitude. Now, if we jump to about 4 months prior to the game's launch, now this time period, there's only one way that I could describe it, and that's with this quote: "There's a storm coming, Harry, and we all best be ready when she does." And boy oh boy does she come, and it is a disaster. So prior to the launch of Hogwarts Legacy, there was quite a bit of controversy surrounding the game, not because of the game itself.
Oh, I remember this. This was, oh no, J.K. Rowling is a hot MILF, but she has the wrong political beliefs. Okay, listen. I'll suck those toes anytime, okay? J.K. Rowling just needs to, you know, just take off the shoe and I'm fucking dead, boys, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm absolutely dead. Not even waiting 2 seconds. I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't care about her political beliefs. She may be a woke maniac as much as she is. Because she is, by the way, do not get that mistaken. She only doesn't believe that, you know, men aren't women, or the other way. I'm not even sure which one at this point. That's the only thing. Other than that, she's a woke lunatic. An extremely rich woke lunatic, but still.
But mainly because of the statements that were made by the author of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of this situation.
Bro, there is not enough people that can get mad at J.K. Rowling that her fans would not absolutely squash through sheer body mass.
You guys can look that up yourselves. But as a result of these statements, many individuals and groups called for a complete...
I have seen those statements. They're actually nothing bad at all. It's just a bunch of idiot snowflakes who don't get their way and think that everything should be about them get mad, and that's pretty much it.
The boycott of Hogwarts Legacy and everything in relation to Harry Potter, the IP, arguing that purchasing the game would indirectly support Rowling and her views. Some criticisms also extended
Actually, it would extremely directly support her.
To the game itself, particularly with the inclusion of goblins in the storyline. This controversy prior to launch led to a complex and what I would say a very nuanced debate within the gaming community and beyond.
Okay, let me explain this. When we're talking about gender politics, there is no nuance. There's just someone calling someone an istaphobe, but this and a that, and that's pretty much it. And having no validation for anything that they do or believe in. There's no such thing as nuance in these conversations. This is why we don't want them in games. This is why we hate them in games.
Some argued that it's essential to separate the art from the artist and enjoy the game for its own merits. Avalanche Software as a developer and Warner Brothers Games as the publisher
Don't agree with that. Sometimes you shouldn't separate the art from the artist.
had really nothing to do with the controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling. In fact, J.K. Rowling wasn't even a part of the game's development at all. But regardless, the overall sentiment surrounding Hogwarts Legacy, which at the time was a lot of skepticism, turned to just straight up hatred of the game, as well as anybody that supported the game or the developer itself. Now, this controversy continued up until the release date of the game on February 10th of 2023, which the game released with not as much critical acclaim as many were expecting it to. Hogwarts Legacy received an 84 on Metacritic for the PlayStation.
Anyone remember when Hassan said that he wants to stream this game and play it, but he's afraid that his autistic fan base is gonna cancel him for it? That was one of my favorites.
PlayStation 5 copy of the game. Some of the more prominent reviews of the game weren't really about the actual game itself, but rather the views and opinions of the Harry Potter IP holder. However, the game had an insane amount of success. The sales of Hogwarts Legacy were absolutely out of this world. According to Warner Brothers, they said that they sold over 12 million units in its first 2 weeks of its release, generating 850 million in global sales revenue, which made it the biggest global launch ever for Warner Brothers games, as well as the top-selling game of the year. And it was the first game in 15 years to top the annual sales charts in the United States that was not developed by Rockstar Games or a
Yeah, that's also true, because Rockstar just destroys it when they release GTA.
part of the Call of Duty franchise.
Or honestly, any game, except sports games, I guess.
So despite all of the insane controversy
Oh, look at that. Why do you think they call her godlike? Ho
that Hogwarts Legacy received, mainly because of the IP holder, the game was still an insane success, and it's actually a success that not even Avalanche Software or Warner Brothers expected. And it was because of this reason that the post-launch plan for Hogwarts Legacy wasn't that good at all. They definitely didn't have a DLC ready, and their update schedule was just kind of unfortunately bad. Hogwarts Legacy released several updates that were much smaller. These updates included a lot of bug fixes, performance enhancements, and small features like the arachnophobia mode. However, these updates were not enough. A lot of fans were hoping that there would be a post-launch content schedule that would add actual content to the game. Instead, we got literally nothing. That is until the 1-year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy in February of 2024. It was announced that there would be a
To be fair, I think it's a little bit crazy to actually expect a lot of things coming your way for free, if we're being completely real about the situation. Because, well, you're buying a full release game. You're not buying a, on the line microtransaction hellscape. So it's not like you can actually just rely on them adding content constantly to the game. I understand people want it. That's fine, but that's not a realistic thing in this situation to actually demand even. Okay? As DLC, maybe, but then people will be pissed, oh, this is DLC, I don't want to pay. Which is, again, kind of fine, but you get the point. It's kind of annoying and complicated.
summer update releasing for Hogwarts Legacy. Now, what is this summer update? We don't know. We initially thought it would be the highly anticipated and rumored DLC, but unfortunately that just wasn't the case. It was later then clarified that Hogwarts Legacy would receive a summer update that would be not as big as we all had hoped, as the word quote unquote small update to show our appreciation to the fans would be releasing. Now that summer is right around the corner, we should be expecting news regarding that update very soon, whether it's going to be something substantial that adds new content to the game, new levels, possibly cut content, I don't know. Could we get the Quidditch mode? Highly doubtful again.
Oh god, please not the Quidditch mode. No one wants the Quidditch mode. Relax. No one cares. No one wants it. Please
One
stop.
thing is for certain, the post-launch support for Hogwarts Legacy is something that should be studied. Like, the fact that we didn't get a single DLC for this game is pretty mind-blowing. How does the best-selling game...
It is, though, mind-blowing, but it can be explained with the fact that, again, publicly traded company line must go up, but not like this. And the really bad thing about Hogwarts Legacy was that it made line go up like this. And now, next year, they can't do these numbers again, because it's impossible. And that will mean that, oh, you're not making more money than previously. How sad. Well, I guess the stock price now is going to plummet because of that. And, you know, shareholders will lose faith in you because you can't guarantee this. This is why every line must go up, but it can't go up too fast. It needs to be, you know, like this, slowly but certainly trickling up. It's pretty stupid, honestly, but yeah, that's just how modern society is built.
Of a single year not receive any major content update or post-launch content support is something that I will never understand. Now, the reason for it is probably pretty simple. I'm sure Avalanche Software was mainly focused on getting the other platforms like the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4 ports of the game released. But the fact that we're not going to get anything major added to Hogwarts Legacy and we're not going to get any new story content for this IP until Hogwarts Legacy 2 is pretty disappointing. One thing is for
And Hogwarts Legacy 2 could potentially be microtransaction hell. Not good, not good.
certain, Hogwarts Legacy, against all odds, pulled it off. Finally, fans of Harry Potter were able to get a Wizarding World game. It was a fully open world experience where you could customize your character and walk the halls of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. What was your favorite part about Hogwarts Legacy? What house are you in? I'm personally a Raven.
The Rule 34. Shut up, Vez. Anyway, that was Vesh Nemo, 10 out of 10. This was Quizzers Citizen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.